Good one. And maybe we didn't think at the beginning of the season we'd necessarily be talking about this one or have the excitement level. Jags and Eagles also going down Sunday afternoon. Eagles 3-0. Jags coming off that road win against the Chargers. I want to talk about Jalen Hurts, though, in what we've seen from him stepping up into this role as QB1 and just the leap that he's been able to make so far this season.
Amanda, we've been talking about Josh Allen, and remember, the scouting report on Josh Allen coming out of college was he had everything you were looking for. But what did we question the most? His accuracy. He was a mid 50% thrower in college. And the adage in the NFL has always been, you're essentially what you are in college accuracy-wise. And by the way, since the coverage is better in the NFL, you're not going to get better as a thrower in the professional league, right? Well, Josh Allen has shattered that. You remember, at the end of his third season, he'd increase his accuracy by 16 percentage points. So that was just unheard of and off the charts. Jalen Hurts is making that same type of a leap. Was a mid 50% thrower, low 50% thrower as a rookie. He's up around 67% now. He's making that same type of a leap, and he's really owning being QB1 because we know that Howie Roseman, the GM, did a really shrewd thing in last year's draft, and that was trade for another first-round pick next year. So they've got 2 in the first round. So this year's been a referendum on Jalen Hurts. Are you our quarterback going forward? If you're not, it's a quarterback-rich draft we believe coming up. I've got 2 picks in order to make a move. But if you are, I can use those picks for the rest of the team or package them up for a veteran that we want. Jalen Hurts right now is telling his general manager, Howie Roseman, use those picks elsewhere. I plan to be the quarterback of the Eagles for a long time.
Let's look at Trevor Lawrence and what we've seen so far from him. I mean, so much hype around him coming out of the draft. And you credit a lot of what he is doing now to the coaching staff there in Jacksonville.
I do. Now, look, the bottom line, the credit always goes to the player number one. You and I know that, Amanda. Anyone who improves in the NFL has put in the work, put in the time. But sometimes you need some help and some structure. Go back to when Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. And Carson Wentz that year didn't finish the year. Nick Foles did, as we all know. But Carson Wentz was headed towards being the MVP of the league before he had his knee hurt against Los Angeles late in the season. At that time frame, Doug Peterson was the head coach, former NFL quarterback. Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator, former NFL quarterback. And John DeFilippo, one of the top coaches in the game, was the quarterback's coach. They had a great structure in place, all of them saying the same thing. So sometimes you have too many people in your ear, but they're all telling you the same things and they're all coordinated. That can help because he goes to that person, each person he needs something from. Now, fast forward, Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. Doug Peterson is his head coach. So we know what Doug Peterson brings to the table. Press Taylor, who was with Doug in Philadelphia and is the brother of Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Bengals. He is now the offensive coordinator. And Mike McCoy, the former head coach of the Chargers, is the quarterback's coach. So again, the same type of structure in place for a young quarterback. 3 people who know quarterback play very well and know how to relate to this young man. And we've seen him blossom in 1 year. Remember Peyton Manning's rookie year when he threw all those interceptions? He didn't throw them the rest of his career, did he? Trevor Lawrence led the league in interceptions last year. Now he's thrown 1 for the season, and he's had 10 touchdown passes in addition.
Charles, so let's look at the odds for this game. The Eagles are favored at home by 6.5, hosting the Dolphins there. The total set at 48 and a hook. What do you think about this game and how it unfolds?
Well, I love what Jacksonville's doing in the early going, and they've had a roster that we thought was good, and Urban Meyer took over a pretty decent roster. But obviously that didn't work out for so many different reasons. Now you have a true NFL head coach in there. You got someone that the young quarterback trusts and now can have a voice and relate to that head coach very well. You also have a roster that feels like, hey, we're in competent hands now. This works out for us very well. They're willing to play and excited about doing so. And you're seeing it all come together. But this Philadelphia Eagles team is ascending. They made the playoffs last year when none of us expected it. The defense continues to get better under Jonathan Gannon, the second-year defensive coordinator, and they've really played well the last 2 times out. The offense, we've already talked about Hurts, but think about what he's surrounded by. Offensive line, one of the best in the league. They traded for A.J. Brown to go with Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert's a terrific tight end. Miles Sanders as a runner. I think the Eagles, I picked them to win the NFC East, Amanda, when the season began. Right now, they're looking like they're contending to be the best team in the NFC. The game's at home. It's a Doug Peterson tour. He's taking on everybody that he's seen before. Carson Wentz last week. Now he comes in with Jacksonville to take on Philadelphia. I don't think it's going to be a happy homecoming. I like the Eagles in this one.
And he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, definitely heading into this one, heading back to his former team. Charles, we appreciate it. Have fun. Safe travels this week. We'll hear you on Sunday.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.